All right, well, that's unfortunate about Matty Von Hoff, but as the old adage goes, the show must go on, but we do give our commiserations to Matty.
And here we go, gentlemen, without any further ado, fight number 5, and it is the young man filled with confidence, and why wouldn't he be, holding a 2-0 amateur record, Ryan Leavey, fighting out of Tribal MMA.
Certainly, mate, and he's coming off 2 wins as well. He's had 2 decisions, an excellent one here in his debut against Alistair Boulders, and his last win coming up against Marcus Foote. Interesting to see where he goes here. He's certainly a striker. One of the things I liked about his debut fight, and he's certainly got better at it now, is being able to strike while walking backwards. It's one of the really skill set, and he's quite good at it. He's coming up against a trained wrestler. Let's see how he works it.
And obviously Ryan's coming out of that Tribal MMA, and they're having a good showing tonight. They've got Connor on the show as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Ryan's developed over his last 2 fights and what he's going to show coming into this 3rd one.
So I believe he is the youngest fighter on the card here this evening, almost 19 years of age, still 18, believe it or not. So the man can now go to the bottle and get himself a beer, but he'll make the walk for the 3rd time here tonight as Ryan Leavey enters the cage.
That makes me very sad and wondering what I've done with my life.
What I love is that he talked about doing 3 hard rounds with anyone who's older and a tough opponent. It's not hard to be older. Here we move over to our next opponent.
And here we have Alex Young, training out of KMA top team in Liverpool, Sydney, New South Wales, holding a 2-1 amateur record, making the walk tonight, fresh off a TKO victory on XFC 42 over Jordan Payne.
That's right, and prior to that he had a corner stoppage with Nick Smith, but his first win came against Jarvis Wickham. So he's had three runs in the cage now, certainly got the experience and starting to understand what this game is and see how he works. And the experience will do well in the cage here now.
And 3 runs in the cage this year, his 4th fight this year. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes for him, whether or not that's going to affect him in any way at all. And 3 or 4 fights in a year is pretty big.
Yeah, mate, his commentary for his fight camp is, yep, it's a camp. So basically, I think he's been in fight camp all year long. His fight prediction is a win. He doesn't care how he gets it.
Yeah, and his fight camp was, yeah, it's a camp. It'll work.
And we've got some quite different styles here. So obviously with Alex Young being very much a
So
wrestler
ladies
in
and
style,
gentlemen, fight number 5 this evening will be contested in the amateur lightweight division over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 69.65 kilos and trains out of Tribal MMA, holding an undefeated amateur record of 2 wins and 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ryan Leavey. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 69.75 kilos and trains out of KMA top team, holding an amateur MMA record of 2 wins for 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Alex Young.
And Ryan Leavey, obviously,
And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Peter Hickmott.
every single fight he's had here in Mansfield Tavern, he has had a lot of crowd support. His debut against Alistair Boulders, that was one of the comments that was made, was he had the loudest crowd support of the night. And it doesn't sound like it's any different here tonight. He has got a lot of support here in Mansfield.
And just to update the viewers, just a quick little issue here with the gloves of Alex Young. Unfortunately, no corner tape on them. We obviously had to shuffle things up as fight number 4 was cancelled. Looks like our referees have now got the red tape, and that will be added to Alex's gloves, and we will then get underway. But I tell you what, Ryan Leavey's just in there walking around enjoying the moment. He does not look phased at all. This is a very interesting sort of mental challenge for these two boys. Of course, Craig, you've fought before, and you know how important that build-up is. Most fighters like their routine when they know the fight before theirs is in the cage. You know, there's certain things that you do to get ready, and both these boys have had to accelerate that timeline.
Yes, certainly, mate. There's a whole lot of prep you need to do, and likewise, something small like this can play with your head. They may not even know it's going to play with their head until it's later on they reflect in the fight.
Well,
but here we go, it's on.
We're going to find out shortly. Peter Hickmont claps us in, and fight number 5 underway. What a turn of events here at XFC 43. A big shout out to our promoter, Wombat Jones, doing a phenomenal job dealing with that little crisis. And some big shots from Ryan Leavey land early.
Oh, bit of wrestling.
Rightio, and he has reversed that position.
Oh, wow.
He's in mount. What we're doing here, you can see Ryan, he's trying to get his feet over to the cage. And Alex is going to be trying to make sure he doesn't and keeping that, and he's grapevined him out. And he's just basically trying to stop him from being able to utilize that cage.
Doesn't want Ryan to do a wall walk to get back to position.
That's correct, that's correct. So he's done really well here. He's locked Ryan down, so he's not able to utilize that cage at all.
So as mentioned in the warm-up, there have been few fighters on this XFC roster as active as Alex Young this year. This is his 4th appearance in the XFC cage here in 2019, and looking very fresh here, straight into mount in the early stage of this one. Very precarious position here for the young 18-year-old Ryan Leavey.
And what you can see, he's pushing his head up against the cage. He's trying to limit any opportunity, but Ryan's done well to square himself off to the cage.
Ryan's obviously showing that he has worked a little bit on his grappling. He does call himself a striker, but he's not doing too bad at trying to do a bit of defense here.
That's right. But right now, he's done really well. He's trying to get those legs up and around. And if you're not familiar with grappling, what you can do is get that up around the chest and pull him down. But right now, Alex is sorted out on that. Ryan's holding him up, so he's not allowing him to get to any... He's basically not allowing him to hop up to rain down strikes, so he's holding him down really well.
Oh, and would you look at this? This is straight out of the Brian Ebersol playbook there. Some nice little wrestling techniques utilized here in the jiu-jitsu scrambles. So on top in full mount at the moment. And Alex Young looking pretty sharp here with his control. Ryan Leavey doing a good job minimizing the damage, but very high mount here from Alex Young.
And what you'll see is really good here is that he is in his red corner. Brian Ebersol's right next to him giving direction.
And he's throwing down some punches now onto Ryan.
And we've got 45 seconds left on the clock here. Let's see if Ryan can get out of this position or at least be able to come into the second.
He's trying to use that bit of a corner pad to try and create some space.
And some strikes from the bottom there as well.
So stapling the arm there momentarily was Alex Young.
And you can see Alex is looking directly at Brian, getting his instructions, making sure he's listening to his coaches. He is in the right position, right next to Brian as well.
Let's see what he does when he hears the 10-second clapper.
Here we go. Mounted triangle attempt here from Alex Young. The 10-second clapper, though, and look at this.
All right, back down.
Beautifully changed. Nice escape out of there.
Oh, and that's the end of round 1.
Very entertaining finish there to a great opening round. Ryan Leavey battling some early adversity here, and a pretty dominant first frame there for Alex Young, gentlemen.
Very much so. I think Ryan will be happy with that, like in the fact that he didn't get the submission. That was pretty much a whole round of possible submission attempts. So he did really well to avoid any significant strikes or ground and pound. And we're going to see how Alex comes out of this. Is he disappointed from not being able to finish in that first round? Or is it going to be more of the same for the rest of the fight?
So you've got the team from Tribal MMA there giving the instructions to young Ryan Leavey, Paul Birch, of course. The head coach there at Tribal MMA looks like Gus Bomber as well there, applying the ice to the back of Ryan's head. And none other than UFC veteran XFC matchmaker these days, Brian Ebersol, giving the instructions there to Alex Young. Of course, a big shout out to Fari Salevsky and the rest of the team there at KMA Top Team.
Ryan's trying to win back over a little bit of that crowd support going into round 2. Maybe it spurs him on.
And here we go, gentlemen. Peter Hickmont claps us in for round number 2. Ryan Leavey, Alex Young. High guard on display here from Alex Young. And committing a little too much to the right hand and in on the hips here is Alex Young.
Alex knows what his game plan is. Get him onto the ground, and he's trying to use it very well. Ryan's defending pretty well now. Oh, but he has just given up his back to Alex.
Right in front of us in the commentary cage. What you can see, he's trying to get back over in the mount, and he's there again.
Now Alex is trying to rain down some punches from here in mount. Ryan using his really, really long legs to try and, as you said before, try and pull him back down.
There's a lot of flexibility in there, and he's also, what he's trying to do is trying to make sure he gets high without getting his arm caught and be set up for an armbar. So for those who haven't been in this position before, if he gets his arm too straight, there is an opportunity. Oh, here we go.
Trying to get back to his feet. Oh, but Alex adjusts, scrambles, and gets back on top. Bit of a...
Almost like a half guard. So basically we've got a half guard. So if Ryan's going to do anything out of this position, oh no, he's almost sitting back over in a mount, half guard, almost quarter guard in this position. So let's see if Ryan can get an underhook on his right arm to be able to get escape. But from here, it's all in Alex's corner at this point.
Yeah, nice little leg lock attempt there from Ryan Leavey to create the scramble, but unfortunately not enough urgency to get back to his feet when he did have that moment of disconnect. So once again, we're seeing this smothering top pressure from Alex Young on display, and this is Brian Ebersol 101. That pressure style wrestling and beautiful control. Love the way he's got the legs laced here at the moment and controlling that left side underhook, I guess I should say, of Ryan Leavey, not allowing him to get back to any sort of guard and try and get things back onto the feet.
It does also look like Alex has got a little bit of a cut on his forehead there, just a little bit of blood coming out now.
And honestly, that could actually be from the cage. So what we're doing here is you see that Ryan's really pressuring up against the cage and getting his head isolated, and he's back in the mount here. So what he's doing is giving a little bit of airspace, and Ryan's taking the bait every time.
Yeah, really nice transition there from Alex Young. Very slick jiu-jitsu on display. Of course, he is a blue belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and really putting that on display here tonight.
What we're not yet seeing is Alex posture up and start to rain down that ground and pound. Okay, we've got two punches from the... Yep, he's starting to get the understanding, and Brian's certainly giving him some instruction in the corner as well.
He is right next to Brian Ebersol there. He can't really even listen to the crowd because Brian's shouting right in his ear there.
Yeah, with 10 seconds to go.
Punches.
Here we go, some posture from Alex Young. So nothing but heart on display here from young Ryan Leavey, showing more heart than most 18-year-olds have, that's for sure.
He's not giving up at all, is he?
And we're now going to see the third and final round, and quite clearly 2 rounds in the books here for Alex Young. Ryan Leavey is going to need a finish, I would say, if he wants to try and keep that undefeated record of his intact.
From here, I think it's no surprise what Alex is wanting to do in the third round. It's rinse and repeat.
Take him down, throw some ground and pound. What has Ryan got to do to not get his back on the mat again?
What Ryan needs to do is take this third round, as it's the first, not overcommit on his striking. And I think he's got the experience to do that. His corner will be telling him that, very experienced corner with Paul Birch there. And what he's going to be doing is not trying to sit as high in his punching. If he does go high in punching and overcommit with his strikes, it's going to be a repeated number, third round.
So we hear the whistle blow now. Our referee, Peter Hickmont, will clear out the corners, and we will get things underway here in our third and final round of fight number 5.
So, Frank, what do you reckon is going to happen here, mate?
I think Alex is going to go straight for that takedown, try and get Ryan back on his back. It's obviously been a game plan that's working for him. Why break the mold when it keeps working for you?
So
Ryan really just needs to keep his length, though. Just really needs to make sure that Alex can't use his wrestling, can't get him taken down. Throw some head kicks, throw some leg kicks. Just make sure he stays out of range of Alex. And as you said, don't overcommit to his strikes.
You see that little uppercut. The idea he's throwing that out is to go, if you're going to do a takedown.
Maybe a bit of an eye poke there, but the referee didn't say anything.
Nice sprawl.
Beautiful. And he's got a bit of a choke lock. Oh, but Alex has pulled him back and put his back on the mat there.
So here we are, ending up in closed guard and in the middle of the cage here, so it does take away some of the stand-up opportunities for Ryan Leavey.
And he's overhooked the right arm of Alex, and he's starting to throw a few little punches in there, little sneaky ones. But what you can see is Alex is walking him over to the cage.
Straight back into his corner as well, straight back into where Brian is. And
he's trying to make sure that the the legs get down, and you can see what he's doing. He's tripoding his head to the ground and popping his hips. He's trying to make Ryan's guard loose so we can try and get out of it and get into a mount.
Watch that head clash, Alex.
So some nice head pressure on display here from Alex Young, trying to control the posture of Ryan Leavey on the bottom there, as we see him try and open up that guard and look for a pass. Of course, if Alex can get himself into a dominant position here, he can ride out the remaining minute and a half of this fight, but looking pretty comfortable in closed guard here at the moment.
And with Ryan's legs, he's so lanky, I'm not sure if Alex stands fully straight up and he's still got his guard locked in. So you can see he's quite active. He's moving his hips. He's got a bit of a butterfly hook there, and he's come up. Beautiful.
Alex is just using some really good smothering wrestling here, making sure Ryan can't move, keeping his head right next to his, basically not allowing Ryan to do anything he wants.
What Ryan needs to be doing here is underhooking the right arm so that he can get out before Alex closes the gap back to the cage, as you can see Alex is starting to do here. So his opportunity for escape in here is getting the right underhook under the left arm of Alex.
Well, we've got a really nice little hand trap here from Alex Young. He's actually got the left arm of Ryan Leavey behind his back and controlled with his opposite hand. So this takes away a lot of the defensive options here for Ryan Leavey. This position, as my coach, Joel Zabazvari, likes to call it, the Dagestani handcuff, of course, made famous by Khabib Nurmagomedov. Oh, big hammer fist landing, and as we're seeing here, Alex Young getting a little more active with the ground and pound down the stretch.
It's only 10 seconds left in this round. You'd imagine it's going to go to Alex Young with his dominant wrestling.
But
great fight from Ryan, though. Didn't give up.
And that's a great show of respect here as well. And this is what fighting is about.
Learning.
Win, lose or draw, you're there. It's amateurs. You can have some fun and put all the hard work in. Now, Ryan's going to take a lot away from that.
He's obviously got to go back and work on his grappling a little bit more, but that was still showing a lot of heart there from Ryan. Alex was throwing down some big ground and pound, and he did not give up at all.
I agree, mate, but one of the things we can't discount is the fact that Ryan was able to make Alex work enough while he is in a tough position. Almost 2 rounds of that fight, he was in a mounted position and was able to neutralize Alex from doing any significant ground and pound. So hats off to him. He'll learn a lot from that. Clearly, he's going to be disappointed, but he can go back and watch the fight and start fixing up the little things. And once again, Alex, that's a great fight, mate. Good to see that kick in play.
Congratulations, boys. Well done.
And how about the Ironman work?
So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the bout 30-26, 30-26, and 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision in the red corner, Alex Young. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner from fight number 5, Alex Young, and now makes it 3-1 in his amateur career, and a very dominant performance here with the grappling. Tell me, Alex, was that the game plan coming in here this evening?
That was the game plan. I've seen his 2 previous fights, and mate, he can throw fists for sure, so I didn't want none of that. He got me once, the left eye. I'm like, nah, no thank you. Yeah, everything been drilling in training. Just work, Brian. Like, thank you. Like, yeah, there's me, that Brian. There's more boys coming through. Like, we're just, yeah, good coach, good school, good team. Yeah, bring it on.
So, of course, now that moves you to 3-1 as an amateur and on a 2-fight win streak. What can we expect from you for the rest of the year? You're going to have Christmas off and get back in here next year, or what?
Well, it's been a big year for me. Like started off getting a fight beginning of the year, then it's been from one fight camp to another. So I'm going to have a few weeks off, maybe the IMAF at the end of the month, and then yeah, next year bring it on. As I said, there's a group of boys at KMA waiting to come through, and I'm bringing them here. Brian's bringing them here. Let's go.
Well, 4 fights this year. Congratulations on another phenomenal performance. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Alex Young.